Death, that fear that accompanies us throughout life, that thought we often try to push away. But what happens at that moment? What does the soul feel when it leaves the body? And what happens when the one facing that passage is the man who raised the Son of God, the one who protected and loved him with the dedication of a true father? Jesus witnessed the death of Saint Joseph. He watched over him with infinite love, and in those moments, his human and divine heart understood both the fragility of earthly life and the glory that awaits those who have lived according to the Father's will. No one more than him could know what it means to face death with love and trust. Today, I will tell you about an extraordinary event, Maria Valtorta's vision of Saint Joseph's last moment. This is not just a touching story, but a precious lesson for our lives, for our final breath, and for the very meaning of death. What did Jesus say in that hour? What words of comfort did he give to the earthly father who had protected him? Prepare yourself, because what you are about to hear may forever change the way you see death. Death is part of our existence, yet it remains a mystery that makes the heart tremble. And yet, for those who have faith, death is not the end, but the beginning of a new journey. That is why the death of Saint Joseph teaches us something essential. No one is ever alone in their last breath if they have lived with God. Listen to this story, and you will discover how precious every moment of our life truly is. Jesus is in the workshop of Nazareth. He works the wood with precision and patience. His tunic is short, his sleeves rolled up, and an apron protects him from the dust. The master works calmly, with the confidence of one who knows every fiber of the wood, every knot that resists the iron of the plane. Yet every now and then, he lifts his head. He listens. He waits. His gaze rests on the closed door. Something is happening. Or rather, something is about to happen. Jesus opens the door leading to the street. He looks outside. He waits. But no one arrives. He returns to his work. Yet something inside him knows. The time is drawing near. And in that instant, in the silence of his workshop, a deep and sweet sorrow grips his heart. His father is dying. The work of a carpenter, the work that Joseph had taught him, is an act of love. Every hammer stroke, every shaving of wood falling from the plane is a fragment of life spent alongside that just man. But now, every beat of Jesus' heart tells him that he is about to bid farewell for the last time. Maria Valtorta describes a moment that touches the soul. Saint Joseph is in his room. Death does not come upon him suddenly, like a thief in the night. No, for him, death is like a sister, a gentle passage, accompanied by the love of his spouse and the Son of God. Jesus and Mary are beside him, holding his hands, looking at him with infinite love. No man has ever died in holier company. Joseph, the just man, the one whom God chose to protect his very son, is about to return to the Father's house. Saint Joseph looks at Jesus. He is not afraid. In his eyes there is the peace of one who has fulfilled God's will. Every breath is an act of offering, every heartbeat a silent prayer. And at that very moment, something extraordinary happens. Jesus leans over him, gently caresses his face, and whispers words that only heaven has heard, words that no gospel has written but that Maria Valtorta saw in her spirit. Jesus says to him,
"Thank you, my Father, for me and for the Mother. You have been a just Father to me, and the Eternal placed you as guardian of his Christ and of his ark. You were the burning torch for him, and for the fruit of the Holy Womb, you had a heart of charity. Go in peace, Father. The widow will not be without help. The Lord has provided so that she will not be alone. Go serenely to your rest. I tell you so."
Mary weeps, her face bowed over the covers, which seem like mantles, spread over Joseph's body, which is growing cold. Jesus hastens his words of comfort, for Joseph's breath grows more labored, and his gaze begins to fade.
"Blessed is the man who fears the Lord and delights in his commandments. His righteousness endures forever and ever. Among the upright, the merciful, the kind, and the just rise like a light in the darkness. The just will be remembered forever. His righteousness is eternal. His power will rise to glory. You will have this glory, Father. Soon I will come to bring you, together with the patriarchs who preceded you, to the glory that awaits you. Let your spirit rejoice in my word. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. You are there, my Father. He delivered me from the snare of the fowler and from the harsh words. He will cover you with his wings, and under his feathers you will find refuge. His truth will surround you like a shield. You will not fear the terrors of the night. No evil will come near you. For he has commanded his angels to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that your foot will not strike against a stone. You will tread upon the asp and the basilisk and trample the dragon and the lion. Because you have placed your hope in the Lord, he tells you, O Father, that he will deliver you and protect you. Because you have lifted your voice to him, he will hear you. He will be with you in this final tribulation. He will glorify you after this life, allowing you even now to see his salvation, and in the next life, bringing you into it. For the salvation that now comforts you and will soon, oh, very soon, I repeat, come to wrap you in a divine embrace and lead you at the head of all the patriarchs to the place prepared for the just one of God, who was my blessed Father. Go before me and tell the patriarchs that salvation is in the world and that the kingdom of heaven will soon be opened to them. Go, Father. My blessing accompanies you.
And Joseph, with his last breath, smiles. His soul leaves his body like a flame extinguished by the wind of grace. Jesus embraces him. Mary weeps in silence. The earthly father of the Redeemer has finished his race, and heaven welcomes him. Jesus does not weep loudly, but his eyes glisten with tears. He knows that Joseph is now in glory, but his humanity feels the pain of separation. It is the first great farewell of his life. It is the moment when, deep in his flesh and spirit, he understands what the pain of the cross will mean. Saint Joseph is the patron of a good death. Why? Because he died with Jesus by his side, because he left this life supported by the hands of the Savior. And if today you fear death, if you are afraid of tomorrow, if you think about the moment when you will leave this world, remember this. Whoever lives with Jesus, whoever loves him, does not die alone. He will be by your side, just as he was for Joseph. He never abandons those who have loved him in life. Jesus also has words for all of us.
Learn, you who weep, and learn, you who are dying. Learn, you who live to die, strive to deserve the words I spoke to Joseph. They will be your peace in the struggle of death. Learn, you who are dying, to be worthy of having Jesus near you, to comfort you. And even if you have not deserved it, dare to call me near, I will come. With hands full of grace and comfort, with a heart full of forgiveness and love, with lips full of words of absolution and encouragement. Death loses all bitterness when it happens in my arms. Believe it. I cannot abolish death, but I make it sweet for those who die trusting in me.
In our culture, death is hidden, avoided, silenced, but the saints teach us that it is the passage to true life. Saint Joseph shows us that we should not fear our last breath if our hearts hold the certainty of God's love. Think about how you are living your life today. Are you preparing to meet the Lord? Are you allowing yourself to be guided by his grace? Saint Joseph teaches us that the only true legacy is the love we leave behind. Brothers and sisters, what do you think about Saint Joseph's death and Jesus' words? Have Jesus' words, as recorded by Maria Valtorta, touched your heart? Share your reflection in the comments below, and if you believe this message can help someone, share it with anyone who may need it. May God bless us all.